I started out the channel. I was going to say the thing I always say, and it's Tom and Ruth. This is not Tom and Ruth. This is RV travel and living. Today I want to talk about, and you're gonna. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video coming up. We're going to talk about boondocking, dispersing, and dry camping. So today's video coming up is going to be talking about that. I've had some emails on that recently, and so we're going to talk about that briefly. This is our new channel, RV Travel and Living. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is where, you know, even the ones that's been camping for a while, RVing for a while, it's a completely different environment. First things first, I do want to say this, and I didn't say this before. And I'll do a video on this, but please, whenever you have an RV, you got an RV and you're all excited about it, and you have this booked here 2 weeks, and you have a week over here, and 2 weeks over here, and 2 weeks over here. The best thing to do really in the beginning is really get used to your RV, really get used to the environment you're going to be in at that particular time. If you're in cold weather, hot weather, depending on the seasons. And please take your time on traveling, because you're going to burn yourself out. And don't get excited on anything. Don't get excited, because traveling and living in an RV, you're going to find your temperament's going to change, your attitude's going to change. You're going to find yourself saying, man, I'm stressed. RV living is not supposed to be stressed. The stress that you're doing, that you're causing upon yourself, is where am I going to stay tomorrow night? Where am I going to stay next week? Where am I going to stay next month? Where am I going to go? How am I going to get there? How is the roads before we get there? Is the roads going to be okay? Am I going to have a problem getting down that road? Am I going to have a problem this, that, and other? One thing about it, and you're in an RV, never worry about it, because you know what? You're self-sustaining. So what? Yeah, the road is out. So what? Figure out a way to get around there. Maybe you could park right there and boondock. So we're going to talk about boondocking, dry camping, and dispersing. There are a lot of people who are asking this. What's the difference between that? Boondocking and dispersing is the same. It's where that you're living in your RV. Are you using the generator? Are you using the water that's on board? You're using everything. You're taking showers. You're doing everything internally there. Now, there are situations where you can go to an RV park, do the dumping, and pay for that and all the above, and then leave and go somewhere else. It's not a problem. They don't mind that. And I think a lot of times, and get fresh water. And I think a lot of times people are confused that you have to stay at that particular park. You do not. You can actually go to them and say, listen, all I want to do is this, and I want to dump, and I want to fill up water, and this, that, and other. They will let you do that, because they'll charge you a small fee, and it varies. I was going to give out a number, but it varies in fees. Some will say, don't worry about it this time. Just stay with us next time. Some will say $10. Some will say $20. Some will say, 3 dumps, and then you have to pay something. But really, I never really had to worry too much about that. Most of the time, honestly, where I dump, now you can dump at Love Truck Stops and places like that, Truckers USA. You can actually, if you're going to boondock, one of the smartest things to do about boondocking is there are places that you can go to boondock that are comfortable, and you can stay there for a period of time to get relaxed and things like that. And I suggest if you're going somewhere, try to stay 2-3 weeks at a time, or 4 weeks at a time if you're going to do that, depending on your water and things like. If you have an RV and you have 4 of you, well, you're going to burn up more water and more usage of everything than you normally would, and you're going to need to stock up on food. So if you're out in the wilderness, you got to figure that out. Some people have availability where they pull a vehicle and they just park it and leave it. And you have to often be careful with that also, because depending on where you leave your RV, you're going to have the thought of theft. And if you have someone that has an idea that they're actually going to take something from you, you need to plan that out, and you need to have insurance to cover that. And I would suggest talking to your insurance company and asking them if they offer that theft situation, because don't think that people will not drive down, oh, an empty RV, is nobody there. If you're in a controlled environment, meaning an RV park or a campsite or a state park or places like that, you're usually fairly okay, because neighbors will watch over you, and the park ranger, even though he's there and not there, he will have, some of them are assigned more than one park ranger, and they will kind of stationary there. I know in Florida, at some place like De Leon, they have rangers. They have more than one ranger. So if you're there and you're parked and you want to have, you want to leave, you could leave for 2 days and it'd be fine, and you can tell them. But make sure if you do that. Now, boondocking, the special good thing about boondocking is it puts you close to the nature if you're out and away. But if you're boondocking, I'm saying at a Walmart parking lot, you're going to, have that occasional knock at the door. There's actually 2 or 3 things that's going to annoy you more than anything else. It's the knock at the door, right? Who are you and why are you here and why are you parked here? Number 2 is constantly noise, banging of cars and horns, and if you park close to the highway or if you're in a parking lot. And number 3 is you're going to have that uneasy feeling all the time. Am I doing this? Is it okay if I do this here? Is it all right if I do this here? The best thing to do is, if you have an RV and you're living in it full time, is just plan it out accordingly. Do not get stressed about it. Some of the ladies on that's living by themselves have even said themselves that they're living in a car under $800 a month. They're living fine. They just do things accordingly. If you have to, a thing's going to really knock you off your rocker sometimes too, when you're boondocking, and when you have that, is doing your laundry and doing things. Well, you can do them by hand, hang them out, which is known to do. RVers, people say RVing, you have to take a shower, and they can't take a shower. Well, one thing I've learned in an RV, unless you're out in the desert or you're out in the Southwest or places like that, it may be hard to find the water and take a shower. But if you're in the South, and I'm saying the South, if you're in North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, even parts of Texas and Oklahoma, you're going to find that you can get the water to take a shower. Or there's many things that you can take a shower. You can actually get a gym membership and take a shower at a 24-hour gym. There are many things that you can do. Sometimes you can go to a gym and ask them, or even a truck stop. They have showers at truck stops on the interstates if you're close to interstate. There's many places that you can take a shower. Heck, even in your RV, most of them have an outdoor shower. You just figure it out accordingly. And the water, you can get water just about anywhere in that instance. Now, like I said, if you're out west, more in New Mexico and Arizona and Southern California, you're not going to find the water so readily available. You may find yourself in a situation where you're running low on water, and you are, and even drinking water. You just have to be prepared. One thing I never did do, even though you can do it, I was never one. I used the potable water for potable things like that, and washing dishes and things like that, but I had drinking water that was separate. Some people just drink the water anyway. I can't do that. I was never able to do that. Even though my tanks were clean, it was clean, and I always made sure it was clean and everything else, but still I could not drink the water out of the tap. And it's not advisable to do that unless you have a water filtration system, and that works. And a lot of guys have a water filtration system, a nice system. You just put a good system on there and you can drink all the water you want, and it works fine. But don't drink it unless you have a water filtration system or your own drinking water to the side. I personally would always just bring 5 or 10 cases of water and stack them underneath the carriage, and I always had water. And that's something that's always kind of needed. So 10 cases of water would last me a long time, no matter where I was at. But out west, it's not going to. You're going to be drinking more water in a lot of cases because of the sun and things like that. But you can do the same in the heat too. Just because you're in the sun doesn't mean that you can be in the heat like humidity and still drink much or more water. And but in boondocking, camping is, you can camp at some of the campsites, and they will give you availability of having, you can build bonfires and things like that depending on where you're at, and they'll give you that availability. You just have to ask them if you can do that. A lot of people, a lot of resources out there actually are the people at the campsites themselves, the RVers themselves, the campers themselves. I know a guy, all he does is camp, and he has a tent, and he has a van, and he camps, and he works. So for an example, what he does, he goes in there, he's a traveling worker. He's a construction worker, and he travels from, say he's in Alabama for 6, 7, 8 months working as a construction worker. He goes to the campsite, sleeps there, saves the money, pays his fees. It's cheap living for him. And then he goes to the next one, and he's saving money. He's banking the money for his future. And he was telling me that he was probably in his mid to late 20s, and he has well over $500,000 in the bank, where he's making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, $50,000 depending on where he's worked, because he's a construction worker. I used to do union work up north, and he's actually just banking the money, and so he has a plan. But there are people out there that you can go ask and talk to. They're the most friendliest people, RVers, and it's okay to knock on their door. Hi, I'm your neighbor. I'm over here. This is my little RV here. And they'll come and ask you questions if they see you outside. Now, one thing RVers are very careful with too, they just necessarily won't come up to you and knock unless they need something or want to ask you a question, but because they understand what privacy is about. Now, if you're an introvert, traveling can be sometimes an issue. If you're introverted, like say for instance, you're okay, you're out in public, you're all right, you speak and you talk, but you're really an introvert personality. You don't like to be bothered. And sometimes, I find myself that way myself, and someone will come knock on my door and go, okay, what's wrong now? That's immediate thing goes in your mind, what's wrong now? And a lot of times, I had this one time, a gentleman walk up and bang on the door, and I saw it. I said, it's a police car. Like, what is that? What is that? And I go, okay. So he's knocking on the door, and I go, yes, sir. I open the door. Yes, sir. Hello. He goes, hello. I go, hello. And he goes, no fear. I said, well, you see a cop car pull up, and you come up in your all fancy hat and your badge and your gun, you get kind of nervous, like, what the heck's going on? Did I pay my electric bill? Am I getting kicked out? No, he says, no. We're here because we're doing a rally, and we're doing a rally of helping children, and we want to invite you. We know that the RVer groups are really good groups to invite. We want to invite you. It's like what they call Make-A-Wish Foundation, a kid's wish, and he has a kid's wish. This particular child that they were sponsoring had a wish to actually fly and jump out of an airplane, and wanted to know if I could get a group of guys who would go there. And I said, of course. And we did, because the more people, the merrier, because it's about the child, right? And we did. He said there's going to be food there. There's going to be cooking and things like that. And all the proceeds go directly to the family. And it was really nice. And so it was really nice. And it ended up being a friend with that police officer. Really good guy. Really. I actually saw him on another occasion. Not a ticket or anything, that's for sure. but I actually saw him in town. He was had somebody pulled over at a traffic stop, and I honked my horn and waved at him, pulled my window down and waved at him, and he waved back, like that. But that's the thing, it's like anything, of course, you give good and you get good back. But I want to talk about boondocking. I want to talk about disbursement. People call it different things. It's basically the same. It's where you your self-contained unit, and you live in it, and you do everything in it. Now, there's many people, that's what they do. They just go from parking lot to parking lot every day, and they do this rotation. They have 15, 20 places they do, and they do this rotation. They enjoy it. It's no stress for them. But for me, and for myself, I'm more of getting outside, getting away from the thing, getting in a controlled environment, my controlled environment, and enjoying life. And that's what I like doing. I want to thank everybody for always watching. This is a new channel, and I want to thank everybody for watching this new channel. It's growing, and I want to thank everybody for spending their time doing this, because as you know, doing videos can be quite frustrating sometimes. On my other channel, and even on Ruth's channel, it's just we've been here now in the Philippines, but we'll be headed that way, and we can't wait. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys soon. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.